Right, it's now 10 to 11. Everything's nice and quiet, so I can crack back on with more of this devlog. Back to sort of the actual project. And so instead of using rigid bodies on these blocks here, using scripts with animation. So I'll just show you. This is very crude at the moment. This here is animated in 3D, and it is a series of rotations. So for example here, you rotate left, which is just, it rotates a little bit to the next block. Rotate full, it's not named the best in hindsight, which is rotating left to a block that's laying on the floor, then rotating fully to the floor, and then rotating left if it's about to fall off a platform. Then equivalent with the right ones, and rotating left a little bit if you're going to hit pause, or if you're leaning, or if you're bouncing back, if you're being picked up, or not you obviously, the block's being picked up or dropped. There's various things, and it starts to get a little bit crazy. If I just played it through all of them, it would just look a bit silly, but you get the idea. You know, obviously I'm going through all the different clips and whatnot. There's a bit of a gap in the middle, so I could add more in for the left and right ones and whatnot. So the point is, if we just look at the rotate left one, just that little bit, so it's to the next block. I think full is to laying onto a block that's leaning. Yes, yeah, so it doesn't fully go. So imagine there was a block laying on the floor. It'll play that clip. And the floor should rotate all the way 90 degrees. Does it? Yep, there we go. And this one, I think if you're falling off the edge of a platform, say along here, this is interesting if you like this sort of thing. If a block was to fall off the edge there, it doesn't just rotate off because it's got to land in the exact position here, so it has to rotate and translate, from what I remember. So that one, what happens there? Right, so yeah, it rotates down, you know, to be the end level, and then goes a little bit more. I think so it goes fully 180, yeah. And then a script will move it along over time and downwards till it hits the next platform. So the point is, every time a block is collided or animated or interact with, it plays a set animation. So things will never get offset, like potentially rigid bodies and physics could. Now there seems to be a lot of stuff here, but there's so many little niggly bits that you need a block to do separately that, again, rigid bodies will probably do for you. But now, of course, in hindsight, you learn a lot over the years, and all of this didn't really need to be done in 3D. It could have been just animated and made a little animation clip in Unity. I don't know whether you could do that back then, or I didn't know how to, but there we go. Now, this is just a little snippet. So basically, if something happens, play an animation, rotate left floor, which is that one. So if something happens, then it will play that sort of thing. And there's just, as you can see, just on the search for that one, there's 188 of them. So there's a lot of different things going on. And that's basically how it's done. Obviously, there's a huge amount of code that goes with it. A lot of it's commented out and very messy, but this is the main game engine. It's pushing 6,000 lines. I've started doing a cleanup on it, which I want to talk to you about, but it's less than that. And also there are these scripts. Now again, not all of these are needed. A lot of these test bits are needed. Yeah, there's a lot. There's duplicates and tests and stuff that's not needed, but there's so many little menu things and little bits and bobs to menu pop-ups and whatnot that you need. You don't want to have all in the same code because it just gets crazy, but it starts to make you realise how many scripts are needed. It can get a little bit crazy, but all he's doing, I'm sure there are clever ways of doing things maybe, but it keeps it all clean. So that's how I animate various blocks, all the blocks. So as I wanted to move into 2019, particularly 2020 versions of Unity, with the universal render pipeline, and keep up to date with in-app purchases or adverts or Game Center or new iPhone builds or Steam, anything, it needs to get into C#. How the hell do we do that? All of this, and this is just mental. I mean, I can't remember what it does. Well, I'm sure, a lot of it's commented out, you can do a big cleanup. But the point is, it's JavaScript, it's not going to work. So there were a couple of things I did. I think on the asset store there's the JavaScript to C# tools. I think Unity, I don't know if it's an official one, but there's a blog on it, and you could, there's one web page where you just literally copy this, chuck it in, and convert it, and you copy it back out and paste it in. The problem with that is when you've got a million things going on, each one's got a script attached to it. It's all linked up to various stuff and whatnot. And you've got tons of levels. Okay, things are built on prefab, but it'd just be a nightmare. You've got all the menus, and it'll kill you. But there is, I don't know, I've probably got it in this one obviously, but there is a package manager or plugin that you can run in here, and it will convert. You'll go through all your files and convert them to C#, and I guess in the background it'll swap this, say, JavaScript file out here for a C# and link everything up. It sounds brilliant, and I gave it a go, and I've got a version of the Unity project with that in it. And of course it's not going to work perfectly because this is so over the top and convoluted. A smaller game might be easy, or a game that had been kept clean over the years. This one hasn't. It might work, but basically it didn't work, and it was throwing up a lot of errors that I didn't understand. I have to say that I am not a programmer at all. I don't do it as a job. I've done it a bit at university, and to be honest, it wasn't very good. Didn't really understand it. It was only after university and learning Unity stuff that I can now code. I'm no expert, but I can code. But I'm not a programmer. I can't sit there like a lot of people on YouTube and just sit there and just do the most elegant, well thought out code, or know all the ins and outs of the best techniques to use. I'm like everyone else sitting there on, going through the manual trying to find how things work and whatnot, and just sitting there with trial and error. So when I did the C# conversion and the errors had popped up, I didn't have a clue. I've never really done much C# before either, so I didn't even understand the structures of it. Things don't work the same as in JavaScript. The logic's all exactly the same. The logic doesn't change, but simple things like you can't have a yield wait for seconds in a normal function, if you like. Things are called differently. They're not written exactly like this. Loads of errors, and you can go through and do, search and replace fairly easily and whatnot. But a lot of errors come up. Due to my naivety at the beginning, everything's a variable like this. Whether it's a game object to float a string, and it just worked. And I didn't realise there was a problem in doing it like that, So when things get converted and whatnot, it throws up a load of errors you didn't even understand. So after a couple of days of doing that, I thought this is just not the right way to do it. It didn't feel right letting something automatic happen and it all breaking, and then me just going, how do I even approach this? So my plan is, I've made a duplicate project of this, which I can get opening. So I think I'll end this video here, and the next devlog video will show the duplicate project up in Unity. Thanks, and see you next time.